As long as I can remember, I knew I wanted to entertain and that I wanted to catch people's attention somehow. I longed for attention and love like any child does. I can remember 5-year-old me doing a cartwheel when family came over for dinner and trying to get everyone to look at me. I also knew I had a cheerful, giving heart, and I wanted to be known and loved for being a ray of sunshine my grandmother saw me as. When I was little, I grew up in a big family surrounded by lots of love and spoiled rotten at Christmas and birthdays. I had hard-working parents, and they took my brothers and I on yearly vacations to Florida. My family were all very hard-working and spoiled all of us with clothes, trips, jewelry, concert tickets, and hockey tickets. I was very lucky, and I didn't know any different. I thought it was normal life, and I was used to it. I learned from a very young age that if I work hard and have my family's help, that I could be anything I wanted. And if I make a lot of money, then I'll be happy, because money will buy you happiness. Over time, I learned that money can make you very greedy and can tear families apart. So whenever I was able to do some work for any money, or if I was given money for Christmas or my birthday, I put that money towards anything I wanted. Knowing I had that income and I could use it for anything made me feel empowered and responsible and independent. A lot of what I buy is different from most, and I get ridiculed because it seems young and a waste to some. But I thought, it's my life and my choices now. If it makes me happy, then that's all that matters. I'm happy and proud to love Hello Kitty and Disney at 33 years old. That shouldn't be anyone else's issue if my happiness is what counts. As I got older, I started trying to think about the future and plans for a wedding, living arrangements, traveling, and other future expenses. But being on disability for autism, I discovered that working certain jobs were affecting my ability to function, so any kind of work I did had to have accommodations, which meant less hours. I learned working from home was very beneficial to me, but when I found out that you could make a living filming videos, I was so ecstatic. I couldn't wait to come up with video ideas and sit in front of my camera. It was good for a while, but then it started becoming so competitive, and the algorithm began acting up, and soon it wasn't about creativity anymore. It became all about selling and making new products to promote, and who was the best at promoting it, and paying them to lie to people to buy it. TikTok came along and quickly became the new way of making content. Soon I became desperate, and I tried to buy more makeup to review to get noticed. Being in Canada, we don't have access to everything like in the States. We have no Creators Fund or TikTok Shop. I was feeling so defeated. How was I ever going to achieve this dream of making beauty content for a living if it was stressing me out and costing me so much money? I was buying products all the time and trying so hard that it was taking a toll on me mentally. I couldn't sleep at night and couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't even do basic everyday chores around my house and do daily things in life that I normally did. I was too overstimulated with my autism that having a daily schedule threw me off, and I was too exhausted to film. Soon my life felt like having a certain amount of views on social media was the only way for me to make it in the world. I couldn't even come up with anything that felt right or looked good to anyone to watch. I also couldn't understand why so many creators seemed to be getting so much publicity, and I was still struggling. It became an addiction. I became depressed because it didn't feel like fun anymore. So I would shop a lot to fill the void. Whether it's online or going to the mall, I needed something to fill my void. I have no close relationships with people that make time for me, but shopping was my friend. I may not ever own a home anyway, with how the government treats the disabled. I could work and work all my life, but it will never be enough. So I may as well keep drinking Starbucks and shop to fill my therapeutical needs, because life isn't worth sitting around or working your butt off for something you will never get, right? I'm sure you can now see the problem. I'm used to living life a certain way. I grew up around people with money, and when those relationships fell apart, I couldn't just go along with it. The media kept influencing me that I wasn't good enough if I didn't have what society and family told me I needed. Money. I felt so scared and helpless. I was ready to do anything to get out of my basement apartment, because I thought if I didn't get out, I would have to give up on the dreams of ever being independent, and I couldn't bear that thought. So I made a decision to do something that wasn't smart. I didn't care in the moment, even if it cost me my dignity. I felt it was my only resort if I was ever going to be able to afford to own a home and get married and have the life I deserved. I felt like I was never able to fulfill my dreams without being told it was impossible. If I couldn't sing for a living, or be a content creator, or own a business, what could I do? How was I going to move on? So I did something I didn't want to, but felt like it was what I needed to do. But my fiancé told me I was better than that, even though I didn't believe that I was. He was not happy with me, but he wasn't mad. I broke down and told him how I was feeling, and being the wonderful man he is, he said, "I want you to reevaluate your life and what you really need, because you're filling a void you shouldn't need to fill. You think that likes on social media are your worth, but they're not. Just because you're not the popular social media celebrity you dream of being doesn't mean you're not important or unworthy. And everything may not be what you want or pictured in your future, but we will be okay, and I will be here for you. I promise we will make it somehow. Just be patient and keep up what you're doing already." He was right. I needed to reevaluate my life, and that's what I did. So that's why I decided to take this channel in a new direction. I need to stop letting the world influence me the wrong way. You don't need all the makeup in the world or all the likes on social media, because even if I did have all that, and even if everything was just all given to me, it still wouldn't fulfill me with what truly matters: real happiness.